I have a client who runs a successful 8-figure company. The majority of their new clients have been generated from word of mouth and cold calling, and now they're starting to figure out how to generate new clients online. They were tactically impressive, punching out easily 100 tasks a month, generating memes, silly jokes, white papers, webinars, newsletters, infographics, videos, everything you could possibly imagine. All of this hard work generating thousands of leads a month, and yet they could barely bring in one new client every couple of months. This is a painful symptom of marketing to everyone instead of your target buyers. After some time working on identifying who their target buyer was and adjusting their message to the actual decision makers, they started to see traction. This month, they ran a virtual summit and had 110 people sign up. There was a 95% show up rate, with 54% of them new prospects. Even if the company closed only one client from this summit, that will generate $172,000 in the first year. A second client would generate them over $250,000, with 60 new leads that will generate more business than their usual multi-thousand lead months, because they got clear on their target audience, went directly to the decision maker, CEO, gave them a great education. Another point here is that you don't have to create a whirlwind of leads if they're not your buyers, and the same goes for social media. You don't need high numbers of likes and follows, just high engagement from your decision makers. Build your digital presence speaking to your target buyers. I think I wrote that right when I was spending a lot of time on Clubhouse, and I was listening to these startup companies that a CEO would say, my first step is to get more likes and followers on Instagram. So I'm really looking for how to do that. I'm like, shouldn't your first step be to get some sales in the door? Shouldn't that be where you start? Just start calling friends and family. Everybody would try to get some dollars in the bank account. But it's so interesting how this next generation thinks that attention is the most critical thing, when it's really about the people that are giving you that money. And because of that attention to the numbers, I want number one thing that high school graduates want to be today is an influencer. Is that not shocking? I hate to break it to you, but being an influencer doesn't necessarily pay the bills. So we need to figure out, if we're going to create that following online, how do we focus it so that we make sure that it's the people that actually buy from us? If you're focused on wanting to generate sales, which I would recommend if you live in a physical place where we have rents to pay and cars to buy and colleges to pay for and all these things. Don't worry if you don't have a crazy amount of attraction online, but how can you craft that attention to your target demographic? Social is the best place for social listening. I've heard people call this the social listening, where you're just observing what's going on in their world, what is happening in their lives, because that's critical. That's a critical part of the process. If you're going to market to them, you need to understand them. If you're going to sell to them, you need to know their needs, their desires, their wants, what's going on to make it relevant to them. All of that to say, less is more, and focus on your ideal clients. Don't go chasing after likes and followers. And there you have it, your special nugget for today. Get your copy or multiple copies at ultimatesalesmachine.com. 80 pages of new material to help you double your sales in the next 12 months. That's ultimatesalesmachine.com.